house of random, I wouldn't say useless, but just random stuff.
And you're going to Chili's to sit down with the fam, and a goddamn robot pulls up and tries to serve you. You're like, excuse me. I'd like to be a gallon of milk that expires, maybe the 23rd, the 24th, instead of, maybe the 15th, the 16th. You know what I'm saying?
1. What is up, everybody? Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're old. My name would be Evan. You can call me E, Ev, Red, Captain Redbeard, Ginger Jesus, Red Rob Zombie, Ritz's son. We go by a whole bunch of names. Big Red Bastard. A whole bunch of names. Anyway, welcome. It is Saturday, March 2nd at 10:36 p.m. So kind of a little bit earlier, or early by the pod standards, but not terribly too early. I wanted to start way earlier before this, but not necessarily even procrastination, just I lost track of fucking time. But we're here, we're in the clear, and yeah, it's fucking March now. That's weird. I know February is technically the shortest month of the year, but that shit just flew by. That shit, I blinked and that shit was over. I blinked, Valentine's Day blinked over. Like, that is crazy. But we're here. It's weird to think that a week from now, TTV, next time when you see this episode, well, not this episode, but next week's episode, I'll have a new piece, approximately maybe here. I'm thinking here in the leg region. I haven't solidified where, but legs somewhere. Thinking maybe here. We'll see. You'll see. But yeah, that's so gross that is next week. Because like with the Suicide Boys concert, because I bought the tickets for that shit in March, and it was in October, and it was like, oh fuck, I can't believe it's already here. And now I remember talking about this shit in like fucking September or some shit like that. Like late last year, talking about the tattoo convention that's gonna be not technically the first weekend, but the first weekend in March or whatever. And then here we are, it's next fucking week. So I don't like that. I mean, I do, obviously. I'm fucking excited. And the convention was really fun last year. So obviously I do. But at the same time, it's just time perception, man. It's ironic and paradoxical how the older you get, the faster that shit seems to go by. Yet, when you're younger, you can't wait until you get grown and start doing whatever the fuck. But then you get to that point, and you're like, oh my god, you blink and X amount of time goes by, and it's like it's been that much fucking time already. So this podcast channel is not necessarily for adults 18 plus, preferably 18 plus, but for all the younger people, the skewing younger, your sub 21s, 18 to 21s, you might think you're hot shit and you might think, you're getting up there, but enjoy it. Enjoy where you are at in the moment while you're there. Because fuck, I'm looking down the barrel of 25 and I still feel like I was in y'all's position. I still remember the shit I was doing when I was 18, 19, 20. And it was it was some shit. But just enjoy that moment and enjoy it while you have it. Because soon you'll be a fucking old head like me, and you'll be sitting down the barrel looking at a quarter century year old like, fuck, dude, and recounting all the shit that's happened over the time that's brought you to there. And you're going to realize, like me and many people before me, that it's not that much time that elapses between where you're at right now and where I'm at, right? It's weird because it doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it is, but it isn't. It's a blink of an eye, but at the same time, it is a significant amount of time. But just enjoy it. Enjoy your youth. And I know I'm coming off as an old head. I'm only fucking 25. Or gonna be 25. But still, it just feels weird and gross to be 24 looking at 25. Like, I didn't have any kind of perception of myself as a 12-year-old for when I would be at this point. But I'm at this point. I'm like, fuck. I'm going to be 25, bro. Ugh. And especially with like technology and just like just mainly like TikTok and shit. I just makes me feel even more old and even more out of touch. Granted, by a lot of my own doing, I'm not trying to be on that shit or be affiliated with any of that shit. But at the same time, I'm like, what? What are the kids up to these days? What are they doing? And I'm only fucking 25. So I can't imagine how somebody fucking 30 years old or, well, see, okay, that's kind of a funny thing though, because that there's some people, it's a weird fucking, from what I've noticed personally, TikTok is in a weird pocket of like young people, anywhere we'll call it 21 down to 14, and then fucking skips like the middle and then goes like 35 plus and then just keeps going. Like it doesn't seem like a lot of people that I talk to my age or people that I know my age aren't really on TikTok like that or aren't really posting or anything like that with TikTok. But it seems like these younger kids, these fucking like 2005 babies, are all over TikTok. And then these fucking, I don't even know what you would call them, like millennial plus. Yeah, like millennials, Gen X are also obsessed with TikTok and love TikTok. So like I'll have coworkers that are like north of 35 and they're telling me about TikToks that they're seeing and shit like that. And I'm like, I mean, judgment. I'm not gonna say no judgment. Judgment. You're on TikTok? What do we? All right, Chief. I mean, I get, it's a multi-platform. You can do different shits like recipes and whatever the fuck. But like, I don't know. It just doesn't. The kid shit, I get that. I was a kid, Vine, shit like that. That's, the new age, whatever. To some certain extent, Twitter back in the day, like, oh, it's a new age, whatever, MySpace, right? There is that, always that new pocket for seemingly the youth and for the upcoming culture. But, like, I don't fucking know. You're a grown adult. Like, once you are the age of being like multiple decades older than the average user on the platform, then that feels weird. If you're like fucking 43 years old and you're just scrolling on the timeline watching fucking 20, 18, 19, 20-year-old fucking whatever's just doing whatever kind of dances, like that's fucking weird. Or like duetting those, like it's fucking weird. But at the same time, I will get drip fed TikTok content outside of TikTok, whether it be YouTube, Twitter, whatever. So I'll get drip fed little bits of it outside of the sphere of that. And I'm just like, all right, that's whatever. But just on the whole, or even Snapchat, I'll see TikToks. But it just, I don't know. Me personally, something about somebody being older than I am, even older than me, and just really into TikTok or really into shit like that. It's like, why though? Not even on necessarily like a predatory or a perverse kind of thing, but just like, if you're 43 years old, shouldn't you have something else to do other than TikTok? Shouldn't you like, my image of a 43-year-old average person is just doing anything else that would not involve being any kind of invested or active on TikTok, or for even lack of a better thing, most social media, right? Unless you are like an online person or a social media person, and like content and doing that and posting about your life is why you're on social media, I get that. But like, I don't know. Even I'm thinking, okay, when I think of 43-year-old man, I think of fucking Tom Segura. Tom Segura scrolling TikTok just sounds weird to me, right? Him just sending that shit to like Ari Shafir, like, dude, look at this fucking TikTok that I saw. It's crazy. Like that to me is just kind of weird. And that might exist. For all I know, Tom Segura might fucking love TikTok. I have no fucking clue. But when I think of a 43-year-old, I think of somebody looking like Tom Segura or Louis C.K., and then them being on the platform, using the platform, talking about the platform. I just kind of turn my head like, this guy? What? Again, I think probably a large part of my perception is because when TikTok, like Musically or even some parts of Vine came out, seemed to, mainly the first two, not necessarily Vine, seemed a lot more focused on like trends and kids shit and dances and whatever the fuck. So of course now it has a lot more shit to it, more content to it. But I still just think of when TikTok came out and what the content was and all that. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good on all that, dude. I'm good on that shit, Like, don't get me wrong. When I'm streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/eelsauce, we'll be hitting some of the dances in Fort. I'll be dancing along with them. A little catchy. But you won't catch me out here fucking setting up this fucking iPhone and setting up for whatever TikTok and like, all right, ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. And doing whatever the fuck the next trend of whatever fucking thing is. That's where that gets me. It's just like, ooh. Could not be doing that. Could not be doing that. But I don't even know how the fuck I popped off on TikTok like this. But hey, this is Random Rambles, baby. Welcome. This is what you tuned in for. This is what you clicked when you saw the thumbnail for this video and you're like, huh, and clicked on it. This is what you clicked on. Sorry, sweaty. I'm really good at doing nothing. It's one of my favorite fucking shirts. I love this shirt. Oh yeah, that's how. Because I was just talking about getting older and generational shit. But yeah, next week it's gonna be the tattoo convention, or I guess this upcoming week, because tomorrow's gonna be Sunday and it'll be that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So yeah, like a week from now. But yeah, I'm excited. Last year was really fucking fun, and past this whole year, I've been getting a lot of work done and stuff like that. So it'll be cool to see if there's the same people. Because again, the first one I went to was last year, and so saw different booths and people and stuff like that. But I'm excited to see this year if it's gonna be a lot of the same people or new people. I mean, only one thing I know for sure is that my artist that I go to is gonna be there, and her shop's gonna be there, so that'll be cool. Which wasn't there last year, so that'll be different and something new that's there. But it was fucking cool because it's I'll have to read the itinerary because I can't remember off the top of my head, but each day just has like different shit and they have like different, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a fucking, I don't know. I mean, it's called a convention, so I guess whatever you do at a convention, when I was there last year, because it was at a casino, which a casino is a fucking trip of a place to be. So part of what I do, a big part of my job, depending on what position I'm in, is selling a lot of lotteries, right? It's either lottery tickets or like cigarettes and tobacco, right? So I'm wheeling and dealing Powerball tickets all day, cashing in scratchers left and right, whatever. Going to a casino is like the mecca of gamble, right? I know myself far too well. I cannot be fucking around with that shit because that shit obviously is very addictive and very can get you. And I mean, I've fucked around with nicotine for the better part of a decade, and I've just, yeah, no, I mean, for Christ's sake, me watching other people do shit sometimes makes me want to go do that. So I've been watching a show that I'll get into later, but it's about eating like really hot chilies and shit like that. And I'm sitting here watching the show, watching these people getting fucked up eating hot peppers. I'm like, I kind of want to do that, dude. I kind of want to eat like a Reaper or something. Just sitting there, just watching somebody else do it. I'm like, I kind of want to do that. Or even earlier tonight, I'm watching a stream of motherfucker playing Skyrim and just listening to soundtrack of Skyrim and watching them play the first parts of the game again. I'm like, fuck, dude, I kind of want to load up some Skyrim. So, yeah, no. Gambling and me, we're not going to be associated. We won't even be in the same room as each other. Except for when I go to a casino. Because, yeah, last time I went there, I was just drinking the whole time because they have W fucking casino. They pour that shit strong and they do not fucking tax. I was getting like a standard size. I don't even know what the fucking glass would be called. A glass like that big that you get like shots in and they make a little cocktail in. It's like that fucking big or whatever. And I went to the like online betting or more sports betting place. All I know is I don't know shit about gambling, but in the casino they had a whole, which I guess where the convention or whatever is held, a big old room that people whatever, but then the rest of it's like casino. So it's weird. It's like GTA, literally copy paste like it's like 4 or 5 arcade games that are the same fucking game throughout the whole fucking casino, right? Some racial thing about Indians, some racial thing about like Asian people, some racial thing about some other ethnic minority, and then some like a fucking, I don't even know what you call it, like a Deal or No Deal type, just colors and rainbows and smack a button, whatever, right? It's those, and then card games in like a card room or whatever, or like a section that's just for cards. And then there's like restaurants and shit in there, which was cool. But I was getting my drinks from, I assume, an online sports betting thing, because I walk in and it's just a big ass, like bigger than a movie theater screen, a big ass fucking screen just on this wall showing just different numbers and shit. And then like all these other panels around it and a whole bunch of shit that I don't fucking understand. But what I did understand is when I opened that double door and I looked to the left, there was a big ass bar. And I'm like, that's what I came for. So I walk up to it, talking to the lady, and I still to this day, because of the pandemic, I turned 21 in 2020, and like April, basically we'll call it late April, early May of 2020 is when I turned 21. So I didn't have that for a couple years. I didn't have that go out, go to a bar, whatever the fuck, like celebration of being 21. So even to this day, like I've been to a handful of bars that I can count on my hands how many bars I've been to that aren't a restaurant that I've ordered drinks, but like specifically a bar or whatever the fuck. So I don't fucking know. Rum and Coke. I told the bitch rum and Coke. That's it. That's all I could get. What would you like? I'm about to sit her ass shoddy for a menu. Like, good at a casino, at a sports bar, like betting table. Do you have a menu? Yeah, you guys have a menu of your cocktails and your drinks. So I just kind of rum and Coke, and she's like, okay. Fucking puts a little glass like this fucking big, like handle Bacardi, takes a little fucking soda splash thing for like 2 seconds, gives me the drink. It was like $5 or some shit like that. Fucking threw a little tip on there. So yeah, with the tip and everything, bro, I was paying like $7 out the door for a drink, and they were strong. Those were some on the weekend, probably double shots, hard end, probably triples. So we're looking at an average of like a double shot. And I had a couple of these puppies because I wasn't driving or anything like that. So I was just, the first time I went to the convention, I was just kind of saucing, honestly, because I wasn't getting tattooed. So I was like, I had a whole bunch of money saved up. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I didn't gamble or anything like that because, again, it looked stupid. None of it looked fun. And I'm not trying to lose money that fucking fast like that. Ugh, crazy. I'd rather just give somebody money than fucking spend $5 to see it digitally just gone to the ether. But yeah, last year was fun because I was kind of saucing a little bit. And outside they had like these cool old classic cars and shit. And like muscle cars and lowriders and like cars from like fucking Mafia 2. Like literally cars from like World War II. It was crazy. I was like, how the fuck is this still here? It looks so good. That was fun. That was going on outside. But yeah, this year I'll be actually getting yadded, so that'll be fun. And I'm taking my mom, so that'll be cute. Going to a casino with my mom. But it was weird, just weird time portal back to what I was talking about before going to the casino, because it is like one of the last places that you can smoke cigarettes indoors. So it wasn't like the whole casino was a free game, free range, but a large section, especially like in the middle of the casino, because there's like different corridors and paths and shit throughout the casino and like different rooms and whatever the fuck, and games everywhere, of course. And but in this like, I guess, heart of the casino, which was also trippy. It reminded me of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief when they go to the Lotus Hotel or whatever, the Lotus Casino. I think it might be a casino. But in that movie, they go to this, some kind of, we'll call it casino, and the people there use like flowers to like hypnotize people. I remember a big thing about that in the movie was that you had like no time perception. Like you had no idea, and that was part of the hook and how they trapped you in there and drugged you and everything. So it was giving those vibes a little bit, because like above us, it was it was honestly so fucking weird. I don't know why, for whatever reason, there's certain themes of, I guess, architecture that just exist outside of like what it would normally I don't know how exactly to phrase it, but basically I'm in a casino in the Southwest, and the center of this casino Like you open up and basically in this big fucking room is like Little Italy slash like Roman and Greek themed. So like you're walking through what's like a normal casino. They have like a little head shop with whatever kind of bullshit in it. I forget, but there's machines everywhere, and you're going through these corridors, and it just takes you this big open room, and like above you is like a faux painted like blue sky with like clouds and shit, which look really cool. There's big ass like marble pillars next to you, and then you kind of start walking, and there's just like it was like a prop like Disney. It was literally like Disney Little Italy. So this like little tiny fucking window and like a little balcony that was obviously fake, but it was just made like you're in a little slice of Italy. It was honestly fire, but so fucking weird. I'm like, why is this? Why is this the theme? Why? What the fuck? And they had like a few restaurants around, and then like the center of it, it was like a ramps coming up both ways. So there's a big ass fucking not even a stage, but just area, and people you could sit at the table with the screens in the table with like buttons on the table, gambling with an ashtray right there next to you. You can fucking chain smoke while you're hitting some buttons, doing whatever the fuck. That was crazy. So I'm fucking catching a buzz, just walking around this casino, just because it was still a normal or like operating casino outside of the convention. So like the people that are there for the convention are kind of like on one side of it, and then the rest of it is just casino and hotel and whatever the fuck. The amount of fucking diaper baby old people, fucking insane. Like you are born in as a baby and you have diapers and you don't know how to do shit for like who knows how long, and then that's how you start life, and then you live your life, and then if you're lucky enough and unfortunate enough, you get all the way around to where you're so fucking old that you forget how to do everything, and then you're in diapers, and then you're a baby again. It's like the fucking double baby syndrome. Like on both ends, you start as a baby and you end as a baby. But oh my god, dude, there's like one of these games, one of the like 4 games is this like curved screen with like rainbow shit around it and a big red button or like a big glowing button that's like one of the only things in this platform in front of you, and you're sitting down and it's this big fucking button and a big fucking screen in front of you, and I'm walking by, and what is this geriatric person doing? Smacking the screen as different shit is like popping up on the screen, and is just smacking the fucking screen. It's not a touch screen. It's not an interactive game. There is a big fucking button with 2 other buttons next to it that interact with the game, and homie's just smacking on this fucking just smacking on this arcade game, and I'm just like, god damn, that's crazy. Oh dude, the amount of people that were just honestly gambling shit super depressing, and outside of the context of being at the convention, that's the only time I've ever been there, but oh my god, I guess it'll be the second time I've ever been there, going there again. But yeah, it was just kind of fucking depressing. Just it's the same shit all over, and then there's like some blackjack rooms and whatever the fuck, and it's just old people, and half of them are just fucking chain smoking. So then it just smells like stale cigarette smoke, like the worst. Like if somebody hotboxed a Motel 6 with just fucking Marlboro. No, not even disrespectful. No, they chain smoke. They fucking hotboxed a Motel 6 with like fucking Newport 100s. That's what this shit smelled like. Oh, brutal, absolutely brutal. But it's one of the last places you can do that shit. So like I said, motherfuckers are just you could honestly you could be doing all 3. You could be sitting there at this table smacking a button, doing some gambling bullshit while you have your ashtray that has your cigarette sitting on it. With in your left hand you got fucking rum and coke, and you're just pounding that shit, taking a drag, smacking a button, all at one. You don't even have to go anywhere. You're literally just sitting there, just addiction, just ding, 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 all in one place. And as a fellow DGen, even that kind of took me back. I was like, oh, this is the next level. This is I thought I was doing some whatever the fuck. Nah. I look like a fucking saint in robes walking around compared to some of the fucking activity going on in this bitch. That shit was crazy. I just even now thinking about it, I can't get over how it was literally it's like they didn't give a fuck. It was literally copy and paste the same 4 machines across a big ass fucking casino. This whole fucking casino, and it was the same like 4 machines. I think one was like a beer. Yeah, it was a what do you call them? I don't even know what their name is, but the fucking German women with the braided hair and the big titties and the skirt, and they walk around and have like a whole bunch of beers stacked up for like Oktoberfest. There was a game based off of that, and then there was like a really fucking weird ass like I think it even said Oriental in the name of the fucking game, but it was something to do with like it was like characters. I don't want to say whether it's Japanese or Chinese. I don't fucking know, but it was some kind of characters and like a dragon going around it and a lady in a kimono. Just crazy. And one of them was like a gold mine. I think the least offensive one was like a gold mine. Like, yeah, we gotta go get that gold mining, get the gold. Like there was one of those, but yeah, like 3 or 4 of them were just like, the fuck is this, bro? This is crazy. This in the year of our Lord 2023? That's crazy. So I'm kind of excited to go back and look. There was one I think I can remember was like almost like a knock. It seemed like a knockoff Angry Birds almost. It was something to do with like pigs. I can't really remember though because I wasn't really paying attention to the gambling. But yeah, I'm excited to go again this year and actually get a piece because Kalen got a piece last year. So I'm excited to get a piece this year. But yeah, I'm going with my mom because Kaylin left or moved. It's been a week now. I know, crazy. It's been a week. Still doesn't feel real. But yeah, she left TTV a week ago today. And as a result, because again, the convention's literally next week. Because of that, my sister wasn't able to go this year to the convention. So I asked my mom, I was like, hey, yo, ma, you want to go to the tattoo convention? And not necessarily to my surprise, because I know she's chill, but I don't know. I guess I was a little surprised, but she's like, yeah, sure, I'll go. So I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, let's go. So I'm super excited to take my mom. That's going to be really fucking fun. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm going to get a sick ass piece, have the weekend off, get to go with my mom, and just tattoo convention. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool. But yeah, it's hard to believe it's already been a fucking week since my sister's left. But yeah, it's been a week and it still doesn't feel real. And I mean, part of it's because I exist on like the other side of the house from where she is. So it's not like I've had to pass her empty room every day or anything like that. But yeah, it still doesn't feel real. And I've been talking to her and calling her, and texting her and stuff, but yeah, it still hasn't set in necessarily that like she's moved out. But from when I spoke to her, she's doing good. The animals that she took with her are doing good, which I had a feeling because we have a few kitties in the house, a few kitties and a few puppies, and we recently added to the collection or to the family, I should say, the collection. We recently in 2021 we just because that's how all of our babies have maybe a handful of them that we've picked throughout my life have been intentional animals, whether it be dogs or cats, but most of them, like 85% of the animals that we have and that we've had in the past, have been just strays and animals that come to us and whatever, right? So in 21 was when, like October of 21 is when we got our newest babies in the family, our newest additions. And I could tell, I had a feeling that one of Kitty's Clementine, I kind of felt she gave me single child energy. She made me, I could understand. It wasn't that her behavior necessarily, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that she attacked the other kitties. It wasn't that she hid all the time. There was, there was nothing, I guess, atypical about her behavior, but I could just totally see her being totally fine being an only child. And then my sister's been telling me over this past week that, especially since she's got acclimated and whatever, that she is so lovey-dovey and so happy, and that just, it makes my heart happy. As much as I'd love to have Clemmy here and in the house and being able to see her and love on her whenever, being able to know that, even though it's not here, but being able to know that she's doing good and that she's happy and that she's satisfied, excuse me, it just makes me feel even more happy and like, all right. I mean, I knew it was worth it to begin with, but that just makes it even more like, all right, cool. Then yeah, this is even more of a reason why this was a good thing to happen. Again, am I happy that they left? No, but so far it's been to the betterment of both her, my sister, and a Clemmy, and that's ultimately what I care about the most. And that's the hard thing in life, that sometimes in order to do something that would ultimately be the best for somebody you love and care about, sometimes it comes at the detriment of you, or something that you whatever with it. But no, it's good, and change is good, and I'm excited, and I'm happy for her, and she's been kicking butt. She had the first day of work yesterday, so she said it was just orientation, nothing too crazy. So it's kind of like starting off school and just reading the syllabus and meeting the teacher, nothing too crazy. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for her. I'm excited for Clementine. I'm excited for the future. I did a little bit, the littlest bit of cleaning out this room and starting to put stuff in her room so that I can turn this room into my actual studio. Because I'm trying to put like sound dampening shit up. May or may not even try and maybe use this as a recording studio, if not my room. But I'm definitely trying to get like a table going. I'm trying to make this more of, not just me in the corner of a room. I want to be able to use the whole room. And beforehand, it was, oh, well, we're going to use this room as like a storage room or a catch-all, whatever the fuck, which we did for a little bit. And then we cleared it out. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have somebody move in. Somebody's going to live here. So we can't do anything with the room and blah, 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 blah. And then that peters out and that falls out. And they don't end up moving in. And then my sister ends up leaving. So I'm like, I've been waiting to use this room for the better part of like damn near a year and a half maybe. Like I've been wanting to do shit in this room and haven't been able to because I've been waiting for something else and whatever the fuck that didn't ultimately end up materializing. So as a result, and of course of plans and different things happening, I will pretty much move all the shit that's out of here into that room. So then I can bring in shit into this room. And like I said, just not be relegated to just a corner of the room and be able to use way more. Because like obviously, as you can see, this is like a window right here. So I want to put somewhere else, maybe different lighting. Like I said, I want to get a table. Yeah, maybe I have a whole bunch of ideas and plans. So I'm excited to be able to finally start moving on them, because I've been trying to. I mean, for Christ's sake, I got a fucking grow tent like 2 years ago now for Christmas that I still haven't fucking used or been able to use because I had the fucking space. So, hell, I might even start popping off with grown or some shit. I don't fucking know. We'll see. But what I do know is that I'm excited for her. I'm excited for what's going on for her. I'm really uber glad for Clemmy. I'm glad she's going to be doing good, and so far is doing good. And yeah, it's an adjustment and it's a change, but so far it's been a good one, and I'm happy for her. And as a result of her leaving, there's a cool new technology that I didn't, well, not new necessarily, but cool technology that's new to me that I never really thought about before. And it's basically an app or a service, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that you can basically watch TV, watch media online with somebody else at the same time and be able to like interact with them. So basically think of it like you basically can stream watching a show, but specifically with just somebody else that's far away. So it's not like broadcast to like a whole bunch of whatever, but you and somebody else can watch the same TV show together and be in like a chat room or whatever. And other people have talked about how they'll have that app running and then they'll have a video chat app at the same time. So you have the video of them and then you're watching the same fucking show with each other at the same time. Up until Kayla moving, I had no idea this shit existed. But I think it's called like Teleparty or something like that. But it's really fucking cool. So you can watch Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, fucking Disney, HBO, pretty much all the big, maybe even YouTube, like all the big name streaming platforms, whatever the fuck, you can basically like do a Zoom call for watching that and then watch that with somebody long distance at the same time. So instead of having to wait like fucking almost exactly 2 months from the time she left until my birthday to see her again in person and to watch it together, because we have the last fucking episode of Attack on Titan. We are this fucking close to finishing this goddamn show. Oh my god, so she left last Saturday. We had three 20-minute episodes. We had 5 episodes total, three 20-minute ones. The second to last one, which was an hour, and then the last episode, which was an hour and a half. On Thursday, we burned through the three 20-minute episodes, and we watched the second to last episode, which was an hour. And then we're like, all right, cool. We'll schedule in, we'll finish this on Saturday before I leave, and then we'll finish the show. Be all good, right? That didn't fucking happen. So now, as a result, doing some research, whatever the fuck, now I'm like, yo, dude, just download this app, right? You have access to like a computer or whatever. Download this app. Let me know when a good time for you is. We can fire up fucking Hulu and we can watch the last episode together. And then you can get on your phone and we can like video chat each other, whatever the fuck. We'll figure out the logistics. But yeah, so now, now I have a way to watch anything, but specifically, I have a way to watch the last episode of Attack on Titan with Kaylin, which I think is really cool because I haven't done anything long distance or anything technological like this pretty much ever, right? Because I've just been at home, everyone I know or whatever the fuck's close, or if people are far away, we just play like video games and shit. We don't watch TV, right? There's nobody that I watch TV with that isn't in my direct vicinity to watch TV with, right? So it was cool to find out that there's a whole platform and a whole service specifically for helping people long distance watch shows together. And then I was reading like reviews and shit talking about it, and people were like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome!" Like, so I watch the shit with my husband when he's in like the other side of the world. Blah 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 blah. And so I'm really really excited actually to not only finish Attack on Titan with her, but be able to watch it through that medium. And I'm also excited because then we can use that to watch other shit with each other. So it doesn't have to just be whenever we physically see each other to be able to watch TV with each other. We can just do it online. And some of you might be rolling your eyes so fucking hard, like, oh, look at this fucking dumbass dude. You ain't know fucking teleparty existed. You're an asshole. You're goddamn right, I'm an asshole, okay? I don't, like I said, previously established, I don't watch content with people that aren't, or I haven't watched content with people that aren't in my direct vicinity. So thinking about, well, what if there was an ability to do this? I was never put in that situation until my sister left, where I'm like, fuck, how are we going to watch this episode of this last episode of this TV show? I wonder if there's a platform or a service in which people can watch TV together long distance. There is. We live in a beautiful time in which there is. So, Kayla and I will finish watching Attack on Titan through that way. And then, who knows, we might... I mean, us being together in the same place, we were horrible at watching shows together as far as, like, timing. So, I'm not sure if we'll even try and pick up a different show and try and do long distance. But I'm excited. I'm excited to use it. I'm excited to... whatever. I'm just excited to watch TV with her and have this opportunity to do that, you know? But this time I wrote down topics for the pod. Because like last week I didn't have any topics written down. And I was like, all right, well, this is pretty womp womp. No, not womp womp. I still liked how the last episode came out. But I just like having topics to vent about and rant about. Which the second one is, so back to what we talked about before. So there's this show on Hulu called Super Hot. Go check it out. I love and I think it's so cool to watch media in the year that it's come out. I know it sounds kind of weird or like stupid, but being in February, watching a new TV show that came out in January of 2024, and then watching that shit in February 2024, I don't know, it just feels cool. But it's not to the same effect of watching TV live back in the day, like new episode of The Walking Dead live Sunday night at 7. Like, it's not that. Like, it's the whole TV show that I can watch, but it was released and came out this year. Same shit with movies, like watching a movie that came out the same year that we're in. Because I'm pretty, ever since like high school, being like a teenager, and especially coming from not being able to afford going to places and afford shit in general, I've been very behind everything culture, whether it comes to video games, movie, television, whatever the fuck. So I was never really tapped into watching a show live currently when it's coming out, or whatever series live when it's coming out. But it was cool and not trippy because I mean, they recorded in 2023 and then just launched it. I don't know. I'm a dummy that gets fucked up, so it doesn't take much to impress me. But I just thought it was cool to be in the year 2024, the beginning of 2024, and watching a TV show that came out or was released in 2024. It's like, damn, bro, we just started and there's already fresh content from this year. Like, that's cool. Anyway, on Hulu, it's called Super Hot, and it's a really, really cool show. And it's just about people. It's about the world of spice, and I'm not talking K2. I'm talking straight capsaicin, baby. I'm talking people that grow really hot peppers, people that eat really hot peppers, companies that want to do shit with these pepper people in a good way, not a bad way. Hopefully, not a bad way, in a good way. It was a really, really, really fucking cool show. But, or the point of this rant is watch the show. I'm not going to spoil anything about the show. Again, on Hulu, Super Hot. Watch it. Watching that show, like I said before, made me want to start eating hot shit just because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the monkey see, monkey do in me. But watching a 10 episode series about people eating a really hot pepper or eating really hot peppers and like doing challenges and getting like really fucked up and like talking about like what the experience is or whatever, that made me want to go eat hot peppers. In the exact same way that, funnily enough, I binged a fuck ton of content on YouTube about drinking and drinking challenges and shit like that before I was even 21. So like, we'll call 17 to maybe even 20, maybe 17 to 19, really into, especially on YouTube, videos of people drinking, doing beer pong, but it's Four Loko instead of beer pong, but it's hard alcohol instead of beer or Four Loko. Just, I was obsessed with that kind of shit. I couldn't even drink, but watching those people and them doing that made me want. I guess I'm a horrible, impressionable person. I guess that's what I'm realizing is like, wow, this dummy can do it. If this dummy watches somebody else do something, I will jump off the bridge. You're goddamn right. If I see that asshole jump off the bridge and be like, huh, looks like a fun bridge there. I wonder what happened if I just jumped off. But no, it was just watching that show and then them talking about it and everything. It's like, fuck, dude. Because my last experience with one of those puppies was back in like high school and watching a buddy of mine eat a Carolina Reaper and the effects of that. And that was crazy. But now in today's world, the Carolina Reaper is baby bitch. That is fucking, that's might as well be a jalapeno to some of the shit people are growing nowadays. And it's funny enough because at the very fucking end of this documentary or docu-series about super hot peppers, growing hot peppers, all that bullshit, right? At the end, the dude who made the Carolina Reaper, Ed Curry, which when it was made and for a while was the hottest pepper of all time, Guinness World Record. Right here, we'll pull it up right now. We'll pull up the stats right now. Okay, so the Reaper is at 2.2 million Scoville units. Yeah, oh my god. Officially the world's hottest pepper, ranked as the world's hottest pepper in 2013. It was tested again in 2018 with an even higher SHU, Scoville heat unit, 71,000 heat units higher to be exact. This gives the Reaper a renewed title as the world's hottest. So, what the public can get, so the Scoville scale, looking at a Scoville scale here, if it'll load, all right. Yeah, no, that's fucking crazy. Oh my god. So one of the crackheads, which he's inspired me, again, monkey see, monkey do. Low-key probably gonna grow out the beard even more and then like start braiding it. Cause homie had like a beard, like not even that crazy length of a beard, but then he had like little braids to it and shit. I'm like, that kind of looks fire. Like having a, not crazy big beard, but then having that shit like braided or whatever, and like just he had like probably that much of just braided beard down here. It just looked cool. Anyway, that fucking crackhead, he is taking like straight fucking pure capsaicin crystals, which are tens of millions. So on this chart right here, granted this is Boogle, but it's according to Food and Recipe how stuff works. Pure capsaicin on their chart ranked at just 15 million Scoville units flat, right? And in the docuseries, uh, honestly, as a porn star name, but for peppers, Johnny Scoville. I think just being bald and then having the first like stage name be John. His name might be John. They don't actually. They just call him Johnny Scoville, and he refers himself as Johnny Scoville in the docuseries. So I don't even know if his actual name is John or anything to do with that. But he calls himself Johnny Scoville. Everyone calls him Johnny Scoville. He's bald. Something about the correlation being Johnny as a nickname in an industry and being bald. I ain't saying nothing, but it's just kind of funny. Anyway, that crackhead would do like tinctures and whatever the fuck of capsaicin. So the Carolina Reaper, per this scale, is anywhere from 1.4 to now newly tested as of 2024, 2.2 million Scoville heat units. Right? Carolina Reaper. The same dude, Ed Curry, who made the Carolina Reaper, the original record-breaking Carolina Reaper in 2013, at anywhere from 1.4 to 2.2 million Scoville units. He, at the end of the docuseries, I'm talking literally the last 30 seconds when they're doing a catch-up of everybody and what everybody's doing at the very end, right? This fucking asshole comes in, makes a pepper, calls it Pepper X, gets it officially tested, because you'll see in the docuseries, there's basically a single institute or like testing agency that is like the GOAT and the seal of standard in the pepper world and like the scientific community as like legit for testing basically. So he goes to the who's who of testing, gets verified. This asshole makes a pepper, calls it Pepper X, clocks in at 2.69 and some other digit million Scoville units. 2. We'll call it 7 million Scoville units on a pepper. Keep in mind, you can take the chemical capsaicin, the heat, right? You can take that, like with cannabis, right? You can take that chemical and extract it and refine it and just have a fuck ton of just that chemical, right? Hence the pure capsaicin or capsaicin crystals being millions, tens of millions of units of heat, right? A fucking pepper that is grown is a plant that you can eat. An organic fucking thing is 2.7 million Scoville units. Let me just put that into perspective, because you might be thinking like, yeah, 2.7 million is a lot. Like, I know that's a big number, but like, how hot is that? So, to give you a frame of reference, the pepper spray that law enforcement uses, and this is as per Medical News Today, the pepper spray that law enforcement and that the military uses is anywhere between 50 or 500,000 to 2 million Scoville units. Okay? The average police grade pepper spray is 500,000 to 2 million Scoville units. This fucking guy made a pepper that is average, tested 700,000 more Scoville units hotter than the hottest pepper spray that you can get assaulted with as a deterrent to stop you from criming. 2.7 million Scoville units on a fucking pepper. And that motherfucker's like this big. So yeah, he called it Pepper X. It's like a yellowish, greenish looking pepper. And as per the docuseries, he hasn't, or at that point hadn't released the seeds to the public, or doesn't plan to, or didn't plan to release the seeds to the public, but ranked and tested, went to a fucking science lab, 2.69 and some change million Scoville units on a fucking pepper. To give you even more of a reference, because, you know, not everybody's out here just getting fucking tased by the cops, right? We're not even not tased, being fucking pepper sprayed by the cops, right? A jalapeno is 2,500 to 8,000 Scoville units, right? So if you think a jalapeno's hot, that caps at 8,000, my guy. If you want to get a little bit more spicy, you know, you want to fuck with some Thai chili, that's 50,000 to 100,000 Scoville units. So if you think going to some Thai chili, some Thai barbecue, if you think that's too hot, my guy. Hey, here's one we might be more familiar with. Ever have a ghost pepper? Ever try a ghost pepper? That was pretty hot, right? Well, a ghost pepper is 855 to low end of 1,000,000 Scoville units. So this asshole made a ghost pepper times 2.7. He made a ghost pepper times 2.7. Because 2 times a ghost pepper, that's not hot enough. 2.5 times a ghost pepper, that's not hot enough. But 2.7 times hotter, that's my shit. Yeah, no. A habanero is 100,000 to 350,000 Scoville units. $2.69 million Scoville units on a fucking pepper. That's fucking warfare in your mouth. That's you're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. And it's crazy because the people in the pepper world, these competitive eaters, or the people that do it just for funsies because they're like fucking former crackheads, right? Especially when it comes to competition, a lot of these guys, or a good portion of these motherfuckers, voluntarily, it's not even necessarily that it's too much and that they voluntarily, like, they can't keep going, they puke. But like Johnny Scoville himself forcibly makes himself puke after every time he does like super hot stuff, which I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure it's not good to be like puking all the time, right? Especially not with any kind of frequency. But like in this documentary, he even at one point talks about how there's only 2 ways to do it. After you do some hot shit, you either puke it up or it's going to go through your whole body and like you pee lakes of fire and you shit lava. So I don't know what's necessarily better or worse, like fucking up your esophagus and like your enamel from puking that shit all the time, or just shitting and pissing out lava and fire. It's the ultimate FAFO. You fuck around and you find out. But goddamn, he seems a little bit too comfortable at pulling trig when it comes to getting rid of that shit. And I can only imagine, like, how often has he done that? How often does he, like, how ham his man's going? Like, in a week, in just 7 days, how much spicy, super hot spicy shit is he eating to the point where he's going to pull trig? He doesn't want to digest it. Because even if that's like 2 a week, that's times 52, or 53, that's a fucking lot. That's a lot of puking. That's a lot of, even now, like, it's a lot of enamel, I feel like. Your poor throat, getting your throat ripped up like that. Because believe me, pal, I've had quite a few nights where I've tangled with this and other forms a little too much, and I've paid the next day. Right? I've been, trust me, we've had the TTV POV of one hand holding the hair up, one hand bracing as we're just fucking giving it all we got down the toilet. But that is not very common. That experience doesn't correlate with how often I'm consuming that thing. Like, if I puked every time I drank, holy fuck, I would never drink again. That's terrifying. So the concept of just, yeah, you're going to eat this super hot fucking pepper or 10 of these super hot fucking peppers, but you're either pulling trig or you're holding on for the next fucking 3 days. I'm like, that part doesn't seem so much fun. That part doesn't seem like so much fun. But there's some people, like in competitions and shit like that, they just naturally pull trig. They don't even try, but it's like, eat these super hot peppers, don't throw up, don't take any water, munching super hot peppers, and just shooting through their fucking hands, and then just in a bucket. So some people can't even help it. I get that because it's just like an overload. But like, homie is eating ridiculous amount. That'd be like if after every edible video I've done on my weed channel, I just like puke up the eddies, right? Like I take 4,000 milligrams of edibles and I just fucking puke them up. Like, seems kind of extreme, to kind of. I mean, I get it. It's completely different. Completely different. My digestion of it, I would be tripping balls or should be tripping balls eating that much. But if I ate the equivalent of what he ate in peppers, then yeah, whatever. But still, thought of just pulling trig that often. And again, in the documentary, it was not his first rodeo. He's like, and so basically, he's like in a fucking stall. And he's basically, there's one of two things that happens. You either puke it up or it goes through you. I've heard some people call it fucking this or that. Close the stall door, retching as like the fucking audio, like subtitle caption, retching. Open the door. Oh, good thing we took care of that. And then just cuts to whatever this segue is. I'm like, whoa. Homie's done this way too often. He seems way too comfortable. Not necessarily there's anything wrong with it, but homie just seems really comfy with just fucking pulling trigger and just like, all right, dude, you do you, boo. Yeah, check out Super Hot. That shit, really cool fucking show. Really cool show. But the last thing that I have, or that I wrote down, and there's no real segue to it, because it's just a completely different topic. But basically, I've been tapped in through the grapevine recently that both a Canadian YouTuber named, interestingly, both YouTube, a Canadian YouTuber named Too Mad recently passed away from an overdose or an alleged overdose, and the former YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki, her 19-year-old son, he died of an overdose at, I think, UC Berkeley. I'll have to find out specifically. I have the news articles written up here. But basically, the reason why I want to talk about this was that the videos that I had seen that were also covering this and people's reactions to it was really like decrepit and really gross. So, Too Mad, for example. So, he was officially confirmed dead on February 13th. So, this was like a couple weeks ago. So his family and friends wanted to, they sought out a welfare check for him. So basically, it's really sad and this I feel like is a modern, yeah. Currently the sources are unknown, but it might be a possible drug overdose for Too Mad. But basically, oh man, he was 23, really fucking young. Basically what had happened was that I think it was on Discord or I can't find it in the article right now, but the video I had watched and the other people that were talking about this pointed out to the fact that we'll call it Discord, he was on Discord or being shown on Discord playing Overwatch for, at the time that somebody finally called it in, he had been playing a video game for 6 days straight. So his profile at the time of the report and whatever, and like there were screenshots of it, it showed that his account, which was his account, confirmed to be him, that his account was live playing a video game for 6 days straight. And obviously, people that knew him, online people, friends or whatever, family, they got concerned and they're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? So then they did a welfare check, or had the police do a welfare check, and that's when they found out that he had passed away. And it's crazy to think that, because he was in Los Angeles, and presumably he died with nobody else around. So he died alone, possibly from a drug overdose, and then was just rotting for 6 days. And nothing, seemingly nothing was made to, nothing happened before that. And it wasn't until or because of people noticing his activity online, like, damn, dude, playing a game, not logging off a game for almost a week straight, that's weird. That's not normally, everyone's got that dog in them sometimes, and they'll grind out a game for a day, right? Like 24-hour or whatever. But 6 days of being online, supposedly playing a game, like, that's crazy. And then that being the catalyst to him being found. But it's also even more disturbing than just his actual passing and how they found him. And what was the catalyst in being found was people's reactions online. People, and I mean, it is Twitter, but people are saying some fucking heinous shit. Just memeing on him, talking about too bad, L mad, fucking shit like that. Just talking just really disrespectful shit. And it's not even necessarily like I'm the kind of person that takes a lot of what other people would say to myself as like something I would be personally offended at, or something that I would strike conflict in and of myself to do whatever. But there's just something really weird and, in my opinion, gross and off-putting about just, I guess, yeah, just straight, just disrespecting somebody who has passed, who has died. And I understand that he's a controversial person, and this will get into the second part. I understand that he is more controversial and has done some sus things and may or may not have some PDF file allegations or whatever against him. But it wasn't even disrespect. It was just a straight celebration of his ceasing to exist. Like, some people were genuinely, or at least posting like they couldn't be more happy, like a kid on Christmas, to find out that this 23-year-old kid is dead. And it was just really off-putting to me, because, like, I'm a child of the internet, and I grew up on the internet, and I understand, like, all the different corners and alleys and just dark shit that can be on the internet. If not even necessarily if you're looking for it, sometimes you can just stumble upon it. Like, I understand that there's the malice and shit like out there, but watching a commentary video about this dude's death, and then the person showing these screenshots and reading these screenshots, people just celebrating this 23-year-old kid's death as if it's something to be proud of, or it's something good, or it's something that is funny. I think that's ultimately what gets me, is that, like, they're people online are just taking what, in my opinion, is something very permanent and serious, and just making jokes out of it, but not at the expense of him, and not at Cope, Like, it's not like they're making a joke, or they're making jokes to help cope with his passing, or to help cope with the situation. They're just straight up making fun of him. Like I said, fucking too mad, L bad, L mad, shit like that. And it's like, dude, this kid's fucking dead. He's I don't know how to get that across to these people, but, like, This dude, he's been rotting in his apartment for the past 7 days, and then you're out here just celebrating that. Like, that's honestly fucking disgusting. That's fucking heinous. And it makes me wonder what the fuck happened in your life that led you to the point of. Because you motherfuckers don't know this kid. You don't know this kid any more personally than I know this fucking kid. And you're gloating about his demise, and you're gloating about him dying, and you're speculating and talking shit about like what happened to him, and not even that I can understand or that I get, but I have heard of Too Mad. I don't follow him or anything like that. I have heard of Too Mad being a troll, being a character, being an offensive person that can draw ire from people, so that something, I guess, even as grave as his own fucking death, in certain of these people's eyes, that he's drawn ire, it was deserved, he deserves it, rip bozo, smoking bozo pack. But on the same hand, and another thing that I don't fucking get even more is the former CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki. And don't get me wrong, she was a horrible, horrible person on the platform and did irreparable damage to the platform and to some people on the platform and just fucked shit up. But her 19-year-old son just fucking died of an accidental overdose. And people are having the same reaction as they are with Too Mad to this kid dying. Now, I can, for a lack of a better words or better term, I can understand why people would be clowning on Too Mad and whatever the fuck for what he did, right? I didn't even know Susan Wojcicki had a son until I'm reading articles about how he's 19 and then accidentally overdoses off probably fentanyl and fucking dies. What are people's reactions to that? L. Wojcicki, smoking bozo pack, R.I.P. bozo. Like, this kid was fucking 19. And from what I understand and from the news reports, yeah, he died last week. This was reported February 19th. So again, literally the same fucking week, this kid dies on the UC Berkeley campus. He was a freshman, found unresponsive Tuesday afternoon at the university's campus. He was later pronounced dead by emergency responders from the Berkeley Fire Department at the university. The mother of the YouTube was former executive of YouTube, said in a Facebook post that she's devastated beyond comprehension of the death of her 19-year-old, or I guess her grandmother, the grandmother. Susan's mom, Esther, said on Facebook that she was devastated beyond comprehension over the death of her 19-year-old grandson. There are no signs of foul play, and the Alameda coroner's office is investigating and will determine the cause of death. Yeah, so there were other reports and other things I was reading about or hearing about that it was an accidental drug overdose, that the kid was trying to do something else and that he ended up getting something that was laced and ended up dying. But the end result was the same. People had the same kind of vitriolic reaction and the same kind of response to finding out that this kid died just because of who his mom was. And I think that's really disturbing and really gross, you know? Like when the submarine last year, that makeshift submarine imploded, right? And he had the billionaire and his son and a couple other people and like the dude or whatever. Pretty much everyone unanimously, the one person they didn't clown on or the one person that they kind of showed respect or was like, hey man, not this one, was the poor, I think it was like 18-year-old kid that was dragged with his dad to go do that. And that ended up happening, right? So this kid died as a result of only because of something that his parents did or because in the name of doing something with his parents. And in that situation, we're like, oh, poor kid, that's fucked up that had happened to that kid, whatever. But then here you have almost the inverse of that, and you have this kid who their mom was the former CEO of YouTube, and they fucking die. 19-year-old kid fucking dies. And just because his mom was a shitty CEO of a platform that people used or whatever the fuck, they start clowning on and just doing dirty to this fucking 19-year-old kid that just died at a dude. He fucking died in a college on a college campus. Like that's. I mean, we all got to go some way someday, but like 19 on a college campus, man. That's fucking sad. That's depressing. He's probably fucking OD'd in his dorm room or something, you know? Like fucking Too Mad just probably died in his fucking apartment or house all alone. And was just unbothered for 6 fucking days. Like, I'm an edgy motherfucker. I'm a hardcore motherfucker. I mean, I literally have this fucking shit and this fucking shit tatted on my arms. Like, I am an abrasive, offensive person. But I draw the line when it goes to, it's in the same vein of fighting someone who can't fight back, picking on somebody who can't, whatever. Like, you're no better. You aren't the better person because you can beat them up. You aren't better because they can't fight back, you know? And in the same vein, it just feels so gross to just talk all this shit about somebody that, in my opinion, wasn't deserved. Don't get me wrong, there's piece of shit people out here that we can celebrate dying. You had that old ass dude, I don't even remember his fucking name. He was like 100, I think he was 100 or 101, with some crazy ass like war dog dude that did a whole bunch of horrible shit. Yeah, you can celebrate smoking on his pack. Fucking Antonin Scalia, the former fucking Supreme Court judge. Fuck that dude. If hell exists, he's rotten in that shit. Fuck that guy, right? But we're talking about a 19-year-old kid presumably accidentally overdosing in his dorm in college. We're talking about a 23-year-old kid, again, presumed drug overdose, that died alone, and nobody knew or like thought to check on him until almost a week after. Do you want to fucking die and nobody even noticed till almost a week later? Honestly, for all the people that have been spewing such negative hatred, that would be your karma. Y'all motherfuckers out here just spewing all this hatred deserve to just fucking die at the age of fucking, I don't know, 73 in your apartment, not be estranged, be maybe one of two people alive in your family, be estranged from any, right? Nobody comes checking on you until, I don't know, it starts smelling weird. Maybe the tenants above you a month later, they're like, ugh, what is that really bad smell? I haven't seen Mr. or Mrs. fucking Schmiggly Schmom in a minute. I wonder what's going on. And they just fucking bust into your fucking thing, and you're just a goopy skeleton, whatever the fuck. Like that. That's the energy. That's what you guys deserve. Because I normally would say nobody deserves to have what happened to Too Mad happen. Nobody deserves to fucking die alone and have nobody know for extended periods of time. Like that is just, it's fucking sad, man. And I don't even know these kids. I obviously have no fucking connection or relation to any of these people. And even I can sit here and be like, damn, dude, that's, it's fucked up. Those fucking kids. 19 and 23, man. And y'all are just celebrating and clowning on not even their demise, not even their downfall, but them just not existing anymore. I just didn't know that, or thankfully I wasn't privy to or exposed to that element, that side of the internet that would gloat and take victory and take glory in something as ultimate and permanent as somebody's death. You know? And again, I, even myself personally, person to person basis, there's a piece of shit out there. There's a great case. I've talked about it on my stream before. There's a great case. I think justice served, well done. Of, long story short, a crazy PDF file dude that moves into town, makes a karate dojo or whatever the fuck, starts fucking with this dude's kid. It comes out in the courthouse as the dude's like leaving or like whatever, sentencing or whatever. The dad's like pretending to use the phone booth, just turns around and fucking glacks him and fucking murks the dude, right? The dad didn't even get arrested. No charges, no nothing. That, I think, is a justified homicide. That is worth somebody dying, right? In that circumstance, sure, fuck that guy. You're a piece of shit. Jared Fogle, fuck you. Piece of shit. I was seeing some shit on Snapchat. Fucking, I don't even know the asshole's first name. Fucking Masterson, the dude that used to play Hyde on that 70s show. That fucker's in Corcoran federal pen right now. He's in fucking Corcoran for the next 30 years for the rape of 2 women. Good. Fuck that dude. I hope that dude gets jumped every day from now until the end of his fucking sentence. There's some people that you can celebrate and we can agree, fuck that guy. But I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to say sorry. A 23-year-old and a 19-year-old who was just related to somebody and might have been a controversial person online, those aren't grounds of people to celebrate when they pass away. They aren't. It'd be like if people were celebrating. You know what? There might have been people that were celebrating when XXS Tentacion got fucking murdered in his fucking car at like a stoplight or whatever in fucking Florida. I'm sure there's some people that were like, oh, fuck yeah, whatever the fuck. But like, that's gross. I saw, or I didn't even see because I didn't want to watch it, but I saw the thumbnail for the like body cam footage of X's of that event and the police body cam footage of them and responding and all that. I don't even listen to X's music. I don't even like him, and he was more of a controversial and actually worse person and did worse shit than these other 2 kids. And even I don't want to watch the body cam footage and the end result of what happened to this kid because I know what happened to this fucking kid. This dude literally like beat his girlfriend or whatever the fuck. And even still, I can't bring myself to watch the fucking footage. And obviously it would be blurred and probably wouldn't even show it. But just knowing this fucking lifeless corpse is just riddled with bullet holes in a fucking exotic sports car. Like, there are some people that are deserving of ire. There are some people that are deserving of that level of hate, you know? But a 19-year-old kid that is just, their parent is somebody famous that you otherwise wouldn't even know they exist outside of their parent, right? And some fucking, lack of a better term, controversial internet troll. Those kids don't deserve that. These people don't deserve that happening to them, you know? I meant, like, it's hard to be empathetic, apparently, but, like, imagine if you're Two Man's brother and you're just online seeing all these. Imagine the internet celebrating somebody you love's death, right? How would that make you feel? How would you react to that? Your fucking dad gets killed by whatever means, right? And then you're getting tagged in a whole bunch of RIP Bozo, smoking Bozo pack, fuck your dad, loser, haha, should have dodged. How the fuck would that make you feel, right? And it's exercises as simple as that seems so foreign of like, hey, asshole, imagine if your fucking grandma died and then nobody knew and nobody checked on her until a week later. Is that fucking funny? Are we smoking on that? Are we smoking on Granny Pack in that case? Is that cool? Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I think maybe when it hits the home, maybe it's something you can relate to that you're like, wait a minute, that's kind of fucked up. What if you found out your 19-year-old brother just fucking died in college after an accidental overdose? Is that something we're going to go talk about on Twitter? Is that something we're going to... I don't think it is. And it shouldn't be. I think some things are just, you don't fucking touch it, man. And when it comes to people, certain people, and the passing of people, it's just not okay, man. It's just not okay. And I don't know, that really ruffled my feathers, just seeing people do that and just seeing people actively just celebrating the downfall and demise of people that I don't think deserve it, of people that I don't understand why this level of vitriol and this level of just fucking ugh is drawn towards them. And again, I'll say it for the 1500th time. I can more understand Too Mad, him being a public figure and doing whatever he did, said, did, and done. But like, I bet you didn't even fucking know that the former YouTube CEO even had a 19-year-old son. I had no fucking clue. I'm chronically on YouTube. I was on YouTube when Susan was fucking up all the shit on YouTube. And I didn't even know this bitch had a son. And now she's not even the president, has nothing to do with the fucking company anymore. And her son just dies at fucking school at the age of 19, man, as a freshman. And he's fucking dead now. And people are just, it's fucking gross. And I'm not going to put that ill will out there and that energy out there of wishing that upon you, because I don't. I don't wish that upon anybody. No parent should have to bury their child. But I firmly believe in karma, and I firmly believe in balance in all things. And my personal opinion is, if you're sitting here just spouting just all this fucking piss and vinegar just all the time, and that's all you're outputting, it's going to catch up to you in some way or some form. It's going to catch up to you. It may not be right now. It may not be today. It might not even be tomorrow. But someday, it'll catch up to you. And when it does, there's a reason why they say karma's a bitch. You know, and she pays in full. She pays in full, you know. But let's try and lead with more empathy and try and be a little bit more understanding, you know. Save that kind of energy for the people that deserve it. For the kind of people that, you know, who aren't just some kids that are dying alone in an apartment or dying alone in their fucking dorm rooms, you know? Maybe not. Maybe can we just not celebrate life being snuffed out so short, you know? Like, fuck. I mean, I wouldn't do anything if I died tomorrow. I'd be dead tomorrow, but I can't imagine what would become of the after effects if I just fucking croaked tomorrow, you know? What would happen to my family? What would be of my family, my friends, and people that I care about, you know? Like, it's probably the most serious I've been on this podcast in a while. But seeing that really got to me. Really got to me. And I was mind boggled with the fact that people actually were acting like that and were believing this and behaving like this. And yeah, I guess, you know, the internet, for all its great things that it can be, there's a lot of fucked up shit too, and a lot of fucked up people. And yeah, I'm gonna just do my best to stay far away from any of those kinds of people, because that is not the camp that I'm in, not the shit that I subscribe to, and nothing that I'll have any involvement with any kind of shit like that. But we'll shift gears here. We'll shift gears from being so serious and so heavy. I'm gonna smoke a little bolski, get this little incense lighted so we can kind of cleanse the room, do a little bit of circle time reading here. But yeah, let me. Okay. Rest in peace, Mudea Sadiq, and rest in peace, Marco Troper. All right. I hope y'all are ripping with me, tripping with me, sipping with me. And for all my sober soldiers out there, I salute y'all. This bowl's for you. Cheers. Somebody's car's going off. Oh, somebody's car alarm's going off and the popo are coming? I wonder if somebody's trying to do a little bipping. This ain't like California, though. You don't get a slap on the wrist if you try and steal shit around here, so. Would not be doing that shit. Alright, that shit sounds like my car. Let me go check, make sure my car's not going off. Because, like, the reason why I didn't get a fucking Valentine's piece is because my dumbass left my fucking car on, lights on for like 4 hours, and my battery died and I had to get a whole new car battery. Let me go fucking check. Let me go check. I don't think it's my car, but. Okay, yeah, no, it's not. Okay, good. Good. I'm gonna say, bro, I'm gonna be fucking pressed. Like, I ain't even got shit to steal, bro. Riddle me this. The one and only time, same car that I've had, was the same car back then, the same car I have right now. The one and only time I've ever been fucking robbed in my car was in a gated fucking community. I was staying at my buddy's house, my slime's house, Seth. Staying over at his place in a gated fucking community, right? And this was back in late high school, right? Maybe like late teens, early 20s, right? So we were hanging out all the fucking time, right? Like his house was basically my second house and vice versa, right? I get out one day, it's like fucking, we'll say noon or something like that, or like 1. After just staying up, doing whatever the fuck. I'm like, all right, bro, peace. So he has a driveway that goes with a garage door, and he could like fit 2 cars in the driveway. It's like slanted. So I come out to the front of the house. My car is parked on the driveway. I just see all 4 doors of my car wide open. All 4 doors. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I slowly walk up to my car. My fucking center console completely like open like this, left open. I had a whole bunch of like napkins, receipts, paycheck stubs. All of that was splayed out all across my fucking dashboard and on my passenger seat, right? This motherfucker stole my pair of sunglasses that were literally like the 3D sunglasses that you get at the movie theaters to watch, like it's like that shape, like 2010. I can't describe, like just 2010s, just like sunglass shape. It was a basic bitch pair of fucking sunglasses that I don't even know how I had them, but I had them for fucking years. A basic pair of fucking black and blue sunglasses and my fucking change. This asshole broke into my car and stole my sunglasses and quite literally a handful of change. I never felt so violated in my fucking life. Sitting in my fucking front seat, looking at all my shit splayed out everywhere, looking at everything else, looking in the back. I didn't have anything of value to steal until I'm looking, realizing, like, hey, where's my sunglasses? Hey, did I have a lot more fucking just cash change here? Not even specifically, like, I don't know, quarters or something higher value. Literally pennies, nickels, dimes. Just, this motherfucker broke into my car, and I don't even know how. The prelude to this, which makes it even more fucking crazy, is that leading up to this, my car was on the fritz doing whatever the fuck. So I'd be over at his house, pulled up in front of his house, not even in the driveway, in front of his house on the street. The car alarm would just randomly go off. Nothing going on. Just randomly go off, right? Yet this fucker breaks into my car and the car alarm doesn't go off. There is no wah. I was pressed. I was sad, violated, and pressed. All in one. I was like, in a gated fucking community. The one and only time I have ever been stolen in that fucking car. The one and only time in a fucking gated community at my homie's house. and they stole my sunglasses and fucking change. I hope it was fucking worth it, asshole. I hope it was fucking worth it. What a prick. But look at us, though. We're like fucking. Look at that's a solid, like. I don't know what the perspective of the camera is, how close or not this is, but we're like a solid, like halfway through. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Okay. The 3 types of satanic ritual. There are 3 types of ceremony incorporated in the practice of satanic magic. Each of these correspond to a basic human emotion. The first of these we shall call a sex ritual. A sex ritual is what is commonly known as a love charm or spell. The purpose in performing such a ritual is to create desire on the part of the person whom you desire, or to summon a sex partner to fulfill your desires. If you have no specific person or type of person in mind strong enough to cause direct sexual feeling culminating in orgasm, you will not succeed in performing a successful working. I think I've read this. Fuck it, we'll just keep going. I'm pretty sure. I think I read the first part, but then not the rest of it. But fuck it, we'll reread it. I don't give a shit. The reason for this is that even if the ritual was successful by accident, what good would it serve if you could not take advantage of your eventual opportunity because of lack of stimulation or desire? It is easy to confuse enchantment for your ulterior motives with spell casting to satisfy your sexual desires. Enchantment for self-aggrandizement, when accompanied by ceremonial magic, falls into the category of either the compassion or the destruction ritual, or possibly both. If you want or need something so badly you are sad or feel so much anguish without it and can obtain it through the use of glamour and enchantment without causing hurt on another's part, then this would incorporate a compassion ritual to increase your power. If you wish to enchant or entrap a deserving victim for your own purposes, you would employ a destruction ritual. These formulas are to be adhered to, as applying the wrong type of ritual towards the desired result can lead to a trouble of complicated nature. A good example of this is the girl who finds herself plagued by a relentless suitor. If she has done so little to encourage him, then she should recognize him for the psychic vampire he is, and let him play his masochistic role. If, however, she has enchanted him frivolously, giving him every encouragement, and then finds herself a steady object of sexual desire, much to her dismay, she has no one to blame but herself. Such exercises are only ego boosts, born of an indoctrination of ego denial. Ego denial. I don't know why I said that so funny. Ego denial, which makes these little bewitchments necessary. The Satanist has enough ego strength to use enchantments for the say. That's weird. Normally, this motherfucker uses the he pronoun, he and him and his, but now he's using her, and it's throwing me off. What the fuck? Yeah, okay. If, however, she exercises, such exercises are only ego boosts, born, oh, I guess it's in the context of a woman doing this, born of an indoctrination of ego now, which makes these little bewitchments necessary. The Satanist has enough ego strength to use enchantments for her own sexual gratification, or to gain power or success of a specific nature. The second type of ritual oh my god, I cannot fucking read. The second type of ritual is of a compassionate nature. The compassion or sentiment ritual is performed for the purpose of helping others or helping oneself. Health, domestic happiness, business activities, material success, and scholastic prowess are but a few of the situations covered in a compassion ritual. That's cool. It might be said that this form of ceremony could fall into the realm of genuine charity, bearing in mind that, quote, charity begins at home. The third motivating force is that of destruction. This is a ceremony used for anger, annoyance, disdain, contempt, or just plain hate. It is known as a hex, curse, or destroying agent. One of the greatest of all fallacies about the practice of ritual magic is the notion that one must believe in the powers of magic before one can be harmed or destroyed by them. Nothing could be further from the truth, as the most receptive victims of curses have always been the greatest scoffers. Oh shit, okay, okay, okay. The reason is frighteningly simple. The uncivilized tribesman is the first to run to his nearest witch doctor or shaman when he feels a curse has been placed upon him by an enemy. The threat and presence of harm is with him consciously, and belief in the power of the curse is so strong that he will take every precaution against it. Thus, through the application of sympathetic magic, he will counteract any harm that might come his way. This man is watching his step and not taking any chances. On the other hand, the quote, enlightened man, who doesn't place any stock in quote, such superstitions, relegates his instinctive fear of the curse to his unconscious, thereby nourishing it into a phenomenally destructive force that will multiply with each succeeding misfortune. Of course, every time a new setback occurs, the non believer will automatically deny any connection with the curse, especially to themselves. This empathetic conscious denial of the potential of the curse is the very ingredient that will create its success through setting up of accident prone situations. In many instances, the victim will deny any magical significance to their faith, even unto their dying gasp, although the magician is perfectly satisfied, so long as their desired results occur. It must be remembered, and this is in italics, all squiggly, it must be remembered that it matters not whether anyone attaches any significance to your working, so long as the results of the working are in accordance with your will. The superlogician will always explain the connection of the magical ritual to the end result as coincidence. Whether magic is performed for constructive or destructive purposes, the success of the operation is dependent on the receptivity of the person who is to receive the blessing or curse, as the case may be. In the case of a sex or compassion ritual, it helps if the recipient has faith and believes in magic. But the victim of a hex or curse is much more prone to destruction if they do not believe in it. So long as man knows the meaning of fear, he will need the ways and means to defend himself against these fears. No one knows everything, and as long as there is wonder, there will always be an apprehension. Nope, that says no, actually says apprehension. I thought maybe it said appreciation for a sec. There will always be an apprehension of the unknown, where there are potentially dangerous forces. It is this natural fear of the unknown, a first cousin to the fascination towards the unknown, that impels the man of logic towards his very explanations. Obviously, the man of science is motivated to discovery by his very sense of wonder. And yet, how sad this man who calls himself logical is often the last to recognize the essence of ritual magic. If religious faith and fervor can make bleeding wounds appear on the body in approximation to the wounds supposedly inflicted on Christ, and it's called. Okay, fuck. I'm not reading right. If religious faith and fervor can make bleeding wounds appear on the body in approximation to the wounds supposedly inflicted on Christ, it's called stigmata. These wounds appear as a result of compassion driven to an emotionally violent extreme. Why, then, should there be any doubt as to the destructive extremes of fear or terror? The so-called demons have the power to destroy in a flesh-rending manner, theoretically, as much as a handful of nails long rusted away can create blood-dripping ecstasy in a person convinced they are hooked upon the cross of Calvary. Therefore, never attempt to convince the skeptic upon whom you wish to place a curse. Allow them to scoff. To enlighten them would lessen your chance of success. Listen with benign assurance as they laugh at your magic, knowing their days are filled with turmoil all the while. If they are despicable enough, by Satan's grace, he might even die, laughing. A word of warning to those who practice these arts, concerning of sex or lust. Take full advantage of spells and charms that work. If you be a man, plunge your erect member into her with lascivious delight. Okay. This dude's just using fucking nerd words again. How do you even?
Lascivious.
Lascivious. Okay. Feeling or revealing an overt and offensive sexual desire. He gave her a lascivious wink. Okay.
Lascivious.
No, lascivious. Not me saying lascivious. 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 Lascivious.
Lascivious.
Lascivious. Okay. Member into her with lascivious delight. If you be a woman, open wide your loins in lewd anticipation. Concerning compassion. Be resolved that you'll have no regrets at the expense of the help that you have given others, should their newfound blessings place an obstacle in your path. Be grateful for things that come to you through the use of magic. Concerning destruction. Be certain you do not care if the intended victim lives or dies before you throw your curse, and having caused their destruction, revel rather than feel remorse. I guess that's what those motherfuckers are doing, but goddamn, bro, I don't think those kids deserve it. Heed well these rules, or in each case you will see a reversal of your desires, which will harm rather than help you. BTTV warned. The ritual or intellectual decompression chamber. A magical ceremony may be performed by oneself or in a group, but the advantages of each should be made clear. A group ritual is certainly much more of a reinforcement of faith and an installation of power than is a private ceremony. The massing together of persons who are dedicated to a common philosophy is bound to ensure a renewal of confidence in the power of magic. The pageantry of religion is what has sustained it. When religion consistently becomes a solitary situation, it reaches into that realm of self-denial which runs concurrent with antisocial behavior. It is for this reason that the Satanist should attempt to seek out others with whom to engage in these ceremonies. In the case of a curse or destruction ritual, it sometimes helps the magician if their desires are intensified by other members of the group. There is nothing in this type of ceremony which would lead to embarrassment on the part of those conducting a ritual of this sort, since anger and the symbolic destruction of the intended victim are the essential ingredients. On the other hand, a compassion ritual with its unashamed shedding of tears, or a sex ritual with its masturbatory and orgasmic overtones, would most likely succeed best if privately performed. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's trying to see you fucking jack it off doing a little sex ritual with some shot either, pal. Best keep that behind closed doors, okay, pal? There is no place for self-consciousness in the ritual chamber unless that very self-consciousness is an integral part of the role being played and can be used to good advantage, i.e., the shame felt by a prudent woman serving as an altar who, through her embarrassment, feels sexual stimulation. Even in a totally personalized ritual, however, the standardized preliminary invocations and devices should be employed before the intimate fantasies and acting out occur. The formal part of the ritual can be performed in the same room or chamber as the personalized working, or the formal ceremony in one place, the personal in another. The beginning and end of the ritual must be conducted within the confines of the ritual chamber containing the symbolic devices, altar, chalice, etc. The formalized beginning and end of the ceremony acts as a dogmatic anti-intellectual device, the purpose of which is to disassociate the activities and frame of reference of the outside world from that of the ritual chamber, where the whole will must be employed. This facet of the ceremony is most important to the intellectual and especially requires the quote decompression chamber effect of the chants, bells, candles, and other trappings before they can put their pure and willful desires to work for themselves in the projection and utilization of their imagery. The intellectual decompression chamber of the Satanic Temple might be considered a training school for temporary ignorance, as are all religious services. The difference is that the Satanist knows they are practicing a form of contrived ignorance in order to expand their will, whereas another religionist doesn't, or, if they do know, they practice that form of self-deceit which forbids such recognition. Their ego is already too shaky from their religious inculcation to allow themselves to admit such a thing as self-imposed ignorance. Sorry, sweaty. God damn, this chair's creaky. I'm a creaky reeky. Okay. Oops, just full the pain a little bit. The ingredients used in the performance of satanic magic. A. Desire. The first ingredient in the performance of a ritual is desire, otherwise known as motivation, temptation, or emotional persuasion. If you do not truly desire any end result, you should not attempt to perform a working. There is no such thing as, quote, practice working, and the only way that a magician can do tricks, such as moving inanimate objects, would be to have a strong emotional need to do so. It is true that if the magician wishes to gain power through impressing others with their feats of magic, they must produce tangible proof of their ability. The Satanic concept of magic, however, fails to find gratification in the proving of magical prowess. The Satanist performs their ritual to ensure the outcome of their desires, and they would not waste their time nor force of will on something so inconclusive as rolling a pencil off a table, etc. Yeah, it makes sense. Just fucking save that shit for actually doing it instead of being like, hey, look what I can do. Nah, fuck that. I'm just gonna go do that instead of telling other motherfuckers, hey, look at this little party trick. Yeah, no, I'm with that. I'm with that. The amount of energy needed to levitate a teacup genuinely would be of sufficient force to place an idea in a group of people's heads halfway across the earth in turn, motivating them in accordance with your will. The Satanist knows that even if you succeed in lifting the teacup from the table, it would be assumed that trickery was used anyway. Therefore, if the Satanist wants to float objects in midair, they use wires, mirrors, or other devices and save their force for self-aggrandizement. That's awesome. If motherfuckers think you're cheating any way to do it, might as well cheat any way to do it. Fuck it. If you think I'm using a wire, might as well use a wire. What difference does it make in the end, right? All, quote, gifted mediums and white light mystics practice pure and applied stage magic with their blindfolds and sealed envelopes, and any fairly competent stage magician, carnival worker, or lodge hall entertainer can duplicate the same effect, although lacking, perhaps, the sanctimonious spiritual overtones. A little child learns that if they wish for something hard enough, it will come true. This is meaningful. Wishing indicates desire, whereas prayer is accompanied by apprehension. Scripture has twisted desire into lust, covetousness, and greed. Be as a child, and do not stifle desire, lest you lose touch with the first ingredient in the performance of magic. Be led into temptation, and take that which tempts, wherever you can. And with that, I think it's a perfect place to put a little pin in it. Just put a little pin in it. Nothing too crazy. Probably like I think to help myself remember, we'll do it like that. Because I should be like, wait, why the fuck is it right there? And then I'm like, oh yeah, we're on that part of the page. So we'll tuck them in. We'll tuck them in right there. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in, for watching yet another pod episode. Make sure you go follow the Discord. It will be linked in the description of this video. Tap into the Discord so you never miss out on updates. We go live. We've been going live on Twitch. Today or tonight will be day 33. So when you're watching this recording, I will also be streaming. But I'm about to go stream out right now after this. So tap into the fucking Discord so you never miss out on the pods, new WeTube episodes, streaming, all that good fun stuff. If you made it this far, type in mi campo. Yeah, if you made it this far, mi campo. What does that mean? No idea, but mi campo. Thank you all for watching.